silence that followed, the galaxy knew one truth, etched into the ashes of the Dominion. When Earth retaliates, the skis themselves burn. The strike against mercy. They struck not at warriors, not at fleets, not at soldiers. They struck at healers. The Vaer Dominion's warlord flotilla intercepted Solace, a Terran hospital ship stationed at the neutral corridor near Lethros 9. Its hull was white and silver, marked with the sigils of the Terran Accord and the Great Red Cross of Sanctuary. No weapons, no escorts, just rows of the sick and wounded from all species, carried by the oath of neutrality. But to the Vaer, mercy was weakness. "Burn it," ordered Commander Karun, his mandibles clicking with disdain as he watched the feeds. "Let the humans learn. Sanctuary means nothing when their kind meddle in our wars." The warship Bloodfang fired a beam that split the void, tearing the hospital ship's hull apart. Screams echoed across emergency comms, children, refugees, doctors pleading in a dozen tongues. Fires burned through sterile bays. Artificial gravity collapsed, spilling patients into the void. The Vaer laughed as Solace broke apart, her healing decks glowing as they burned, her silent oath erased in fire. They broadcast the destruction across the galactic nets, a warning and a mockery. The arrogance of cruelty. In the aftermath, the Dominion celebrated. "They hide behind rules," hissed an admiral at a victory feast, his crystalline cup filled with crimson liquor. "They believe in codes of war. We believe in victory. Humanity is bound by their own weakness." The galaxy watched with mixed emotions, some races horrified, others indifferent, a few even nodding in dark approval. For humanity had risen too quickly, spreading colonies and influence, protecting the weak where others had not. Many envied Earth's growing moral weight. The Vaer knew this. They wanted to show the galaxy that the Terrans were nothing, that even their sacred ships could be slaughtered without consequence. "Humans," sneered Commander Karun to his gathered captains, "will wail and mourn. They will beg their allies to avenge them, but they will not act themselves. They cannot. They are too civilized." And so they laughed, drinking and roaring in victory halls lit by trophies taken from dead fleets. They believed the matter was settled. The quiet before vengeance. For a time, they were right. The galaxy held its breath, waiting for Earth's answer, but the Terran Accord remained silent. No threats, no sanctions, no fleets on the move, only silence. On the neutral nets, some speculated Earth had grown cowardly. Others believed the Terrans feared escalation. The Vaer broadcast their message again and again. "See, humanity bleeds and does nothing." But in the shadows of Sol's orbit, far from the public eye, silence was not weakness. It was the drawing of breath before the storm. Signals whispered across encrypted relays. Old fleets stirred from their anchorages. Hulls that had not seen the void in decades were rearmed, patched, and polished until they gleamed like knives. The Terran Navy did not rage or roar. They prepared. A message was drafted, translated into the Dominion tongue and the lingua franca of the stars. One sentence, repeated across every comm relay that touched Dominion space. "You struck at mercy. Now you will learn the price of cruelty." When the sky opened, it began without fanfare. In the Teros expanse, a Dominion patrol convoy vanished, 3 cruisers, 2 escorts. No signals, no wreckage, only silence. Hours later, a trade hub orbiting Gathros 4 lit up with alarms as Terran dreadnoughts emerged from FTL. Not scouts, not escorts, dreadnoughts. Each one a mountain of steel and fire, bristling with weapons the galaxy had hoped never to see deployed in full. The Vaer defenders scrambled, boasting that their fleets outnumbered the Terrans 10-1. The Terran dreadnought Retribution answered. With a single broadside, its plasma lances cored the Dominion's flagship, a supercarrier that had ruled for centuries. The blast tore the vessel in half, spilling debris across the orbital lanes like burning confetti. Panic rippled. Comms exploded with terrified chatter as Terran ships fanned out, methodical and cold, cutting down defenses like a surgeon excising rot. And then came the voice. A broadcast, cold and precise, carried on every open channel. This is the Terran Accord. Your crime is recorded. Your sentence is delivered. Every world complicit in the attack on Solace will burn. Fire across the stars. The Retaliation was not a war. It was a cleansing. Terran fleets appeared across Dominion space with terrifying coordination, striking at shipyards, military outposts, command hubs. Worlds once considered untouchable found their skis blackened with human steel. The Dominion threw fleets into battle, thousands of ships screaming into formation. The humans answered not with numbers but with overwhelming force. Precision strikes gutted armadas before they could even regroup. Human carrier groups unleashed storms of drone fighters, swarming like steel locusts, blotting out suns. Planetary shields flickered under relentless bombardment until they collapsed, and cities that once gloried in Dominion arrogance were scoured to glass. The galaxy watched, stunned. This was no measured war, no drawn-out campaign. This was execution. One broadcast spread from system to system. Hollow feeds of Terran Marines descending like angels of death, armored figures landing in firestorms, their banners of black and silver unfurling in the smoke. The message was unmistakable. Earth does not forgive. The fall of Dominion pride. At Karun's fortress world, the arrogance that once mocked humanity finally shattered. The Vaer assembled their greatest fleet in orbit, 5,000 ships strong, the pride of their entire dominion. The galaxy tuned in to watch, hoping perhaps for resistance, for balance, for some end to the slaughter. The Terrans arrived with only 200 ships. But each Terran vessel was a leviathan, forged in Earth's wars of survival, carrying weapons designed not for intimidation but extermination. The battle lasted less than an hour. Terran dreadnoughts cut through the Dominion fleet like gods of war, carving their names into the void. Entire battle lines disintegrated in plasma storms. Command ships were targeted first, silencing orders, leaving the rest leaderless. When the orbital guns fell silent, Terran dropships descended. Armored columns rolled across Dominion soil, crushing resistance in minutes. Commander Karun, the one who had ordered the burning of the hospital ship, was dragged from his bunker. The Terrans did not broadcast his execution. They did not need to. His disappearance spoke louder than any spectacle. The galaxy trembles. And then silence. The Terran fleets withdrew as suddenly as they had come, leaving behind only ruin and the shattered remnants of the Dominion. Worlds that had laughed at Earth's restraint now whispered in fear. In the great halls of alien councils, voices hushed when Terran envoys entered. No one doubted the message any longer. Earth's patience was long, but its vengeance infinite. A single phrase passed from survivor to survivor, from fleet to fleet, until it became legend. Never provoke Earth again. The galaxy remembered the white hull of Solace, broken in fire, and it remembered the skis that had burned in answer. Humanity had shown mercy once. It would again. But where mercy was betrayed, where sanctuary was mocked, then the heavens themselves would ignite with retribution. And every star, every empire, every race would remember. Humanity's wrath is vast, and when it comes, it lights the skis.